Let's have a look here. So we've got, going into our next game, WA Fireflies on green, Sydney Basalisk on red, and New Zealand Vipers get the blue team this time. Looks like we've got, it's a bit of a slow game to start off with. Good setups so far. Looks like Vipers are having a bit of a crack at that blue base. They're going to have a couple of digs at that. Looks like blue is actually just holding with one player under there to begin with.
Hello team, hello.
Whoops.
Chat. Sorry, a bit late. Just had to finish up our chat. So, what's going on so far, Peregrine?
Looks like it's a bit of a slow game. Basalisk starting to pull ahead a little bit on their pack points. Not much going on inside the bases themselves, so that's going to be a lot of that bully work is going on outside. It looks like the Vipers do keep losing a defender from their base, so he must keep getting shot out.
Vipers are on blue, okay. Getcha. So, oof. Okay, so what?
So our teams here, they've actually all three of these teams have been actually performing quite well over the last day or two. Sydney Basilisk did start off with a bit of a rough start at the start of the comp. They seem to be pulling it back a bit. They're getting their coordination together a bit better. I'm actually seeing a really well collected team out of Basilisk.
Yeah, they must have just had a really hard team chat after probably yesterday, just to bring the team together and be like, hey guys, we've had a rough start, let's pull it together, and that was out there. They just pull it back together. Now they're working much better as a team, and they're gelling and working so much good. They've definitely got the skill to push very high in the top 10 in the next few rounds.
Next few rounds, yeah, well indeed. Okay, so there we've got over at the red base, it looks like Cowie's having a bit of a dig. Sydney Basilisk is starting to pull ahead on their pack points. They're just under their 1,000 points. So they've got the big points. I think it's probably coming from the Fireflies, who just keep seeming to be sending themselves through that base.
Fireflies are green. Yeah, I think Fireflies is definitely trying to hit Sydney Basilisk's base. That was hard.
It's too many S's.
Yeah, way too many S's in that word.
All two of them.
You try saying it.
There
you go. There you go. You can't even say it.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Fireflies definitely want to try to hit as many early reds as possible and then bounce across to blue.
Yeah.
All of that.
Let's have a look over on the dance floor. There might be a bit of action going on in there. It looks like we've got Spider hanging around the back of the green base, in between that and the red. Yep. Oh look, let's have a check out the. Oh, there goes Hatman, gets knocked out of the ramp as well.
As
he's going to be coming back in. Did he get his 2 shots in? He did.
He got 2 shots in and got denied by
Weeb. Nicely done, Weeb. And as we say that, we've got Cowie and Weeb get themselves set back up in their green base.
There we go.
Ooh, it's one of those slow, grindy games.
Definitely a slow, low-based game. So it's currently just pack points at the moment. And
I think that denial really helped the Fireflies get themselves back on track. They're starting to just getting themselves ahead of the Basilisk now.
Yeah, that denial definitely put them in head. But they're fairly even on pack at the moment. Without the denial, I reckon it would be a lot closer than what it is currently.
Undoubtedly.
But anything can happen in the next coming minutes, because it looks like, I think that's red trying to jump into green there.
I think you're right there. Yep.
Just have a flick over at green base to have a look what's going on down there. As I say that.
Oh, we're right back.
As I say that, there's no action. Definitely commentator's curse coming in tonight. Oh, it's not red down at green. It's blue.
And there we go. Hatman once again gets it. Where's the denial? Weeb once again taking that denial.
Taking shots from that ramp is definitely a hard spot to do, especially if you have someone in box.
Here he goes again. Hatman again, and
Weeb. Look at that. Another one-shot deny.
This time Rogue taking the denial. Well done, Rogue. I think Hatman's starting to get a little bit scared of Weeb. It's kind of one of those things that happens when you've got a left-hander playing in that box and you start putting shots at the ramp. That left-hander has such an easy reach to get over, especially when you're focused on whoever's in that V.
As saying that, we see
We've got an
Gaz
empty
just
blue base.
taking blue base.
Nice.
As we see the first base being taken by the Fireflies this game.
Nice work, Gaza. And here comes another one. Crouchy.
Putting shots into green base from that box.
And we are off.
Now it's a one base game each for WA Fireflies and New Zealand Vipers. As we see, Basalisk still hasn't had any luck into taking any of these bases as far.
Not quite yet, but as we know, Spider, he is an absolute base-taking machine. He's going to be finding his way around. I can almost guarantee. I'm going to take a bit of a bet here and say in the next 2 minutes, I reckon we're going to see a Spider base. He'll pull it out. He knows that the other two teams have just gone up one.
I agree with that, but on top of that, we haven't seen Spider at any of these bases at the moment. He could just be floating around in the middle. The maze just trying to work up some pack.
Looks like he is, actually.
Yeah, he's definitely working up some pack at the moment. But we'll have to see how he plays that out on if he's going to go for a base this early on.
And as here comes Hatman again.
Hatman attempted to take another few shots into green.
Oh, yeah, he actually got it that time.
He did get it after 7 shots into green.
7 shots in, and there he goes. He's got it now.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry, you just don't have someone behind us holding the door closed. What's going on? Who's where and what's now? As we see that, New Zealand Vipers have 2 bases up on everyone else other than Fireflies, who have 1 base.
And the Basalisk base has been opened up.
Basalisk's base.
Basalisk is out.
Red.
Who's going to come in? More Basalisk.
More Basalisk. I think that's retaking their box.
And Zam get themselves set up inside. Well done.
I was saying that New Zealand Vipers are training a little bit on pack at the moment compared to Fireflies. As we see, Fireflies is 1 base down. Oh, there's 2 players currently standing in that 1-man zone at red.
Well, they're out now. They got themselves all sorted out. They have
to be very careful with that. If they play that any longer than they did, they might have risked themselves a warning.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few of those coming up. Those 1-man zones are starting to become quite dangerous places to start step into.
Even the 1-man boxes.
Even the 1-man boxes, of course. Yeah.
If we see players just don't know others are in there, and they just walk in. It's like, oh, there's someone there, and they just fumble on who needs to be in there and who doesn't. And
here we got Spider having a bit of a crack there at green. He's out and he's looking for his bases. He's gonna be getting hungry, I reckon.
Yeah, he's finally made the decision to actually go and try to get one of these bases, I reckon. But doesn't seem to have much luck as the other. As I say that, green.
Here we go. Fireflies. Fireflies are in. Hits on blue. 1, 2, and 3. That's it.
Takes it.
Nicely done, Fireflies. So that puts them in a nice 2,000 point lead. Using those pack points that they've got themselves up on equal. And I have a bit of a feeling that Basalisk is kind of getting left alone a bit in this game. No one's been really having shots at their bases. They haven't taken any bases.
I reckon they're just having small pokes here and there, but not sticking around long enough to give Basalisk their points.
And knowing Basalisk as well, they have a tendency to play some very defensive games, especially when they come up against some really good teams like this. Like Fireflies have been upsetting a lot of teams in the so far in the round robin. They've really got to watch out for them, and Vipers have just been smashing all day today. They've been coming off a series of wins.
Yeah, Vipers are definitely having a very good run today. Today is their great day for them, as they're picking up wins left, right, and centre. Same with Fireflies. They've been definitely hot on the pack, winning games that were not meant to go their way, which is pretty good, especially in round robin, putting them at a early lead, making definitely those top tier teams look at them a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And they are definitely earning a name for themselves at this point. For a team that sort of came in, I mean, for me personally, having not been very aware of Fireflies as a team, like all the talk that I heard about Fireflies is, oh yeah, they'll probably end up somewhere about that mid to low range, or maybe around that mid tier, and they're just pulling a lot harder than I think I would have expected.
I also didn't expect them to be playing as well as they did coming into this tournament. They definitely have been playing quite well, and they have really good coordination. You don't see that from a team that you would think will come into the mid-tier era.
Here we come. We've got
Spider. Looks like he's trying to get into green base there.
Yeah, and we've already hit my 2-minute limit. Spider's not quite, and Weeb and
1 shot denied
on Moldy by Cowie. What on Cowie? And look at this.
This green defense at the moment is absolutely astounding, picking up so many denials on the other players throughout this game.
And I think every attempt to take that base so far has almost come from, or not everyone, but I think the majority of the attempts to take that Fireflies base has come from the ramp. And as I say that, here comes Spider with another attempt. He gets those defenders
Spider
out, he takes his base. And I think Spider's got to be knowing at this point that Basilisk need to get moving. They need to get out there and get those bases. At the moment, we've got like a tie between Fireflies and Vipers. It could be either of them.
And Basilisk is so far out of it. Being a base down, they need to pick up their pack right now. Or I reckon they should just pick up stumps and go get 2 bases.
That's what they need. They're going to need those 2 bases. They've got a minute and about 15 seconds to do it.
And saying that, Vipers and Fireflies are very close on their pack at the moment. And we see a lot of action happening at both their bases, so they're going to be getting very close duels between the minute left that we have on who's going to come out with this.
Yeah, and it's just going to be one of those things. What a late base take at this point could make the game for Fireflies or Vipers.
As you say that, I see Red trying to jump into Blue. I think I saw Sadlamp at that back door as well as...
Sadlamp moved away from his defense.
Spider, I reckon he's with.
I saw Spider was... Oh, here we go. And as I say that, there's Spider at Blue. Blue gets himself reset back up. And with about 30 seconds left of this game, it's basically going to be down to Vipers and Fireflies.
Currently, Vipers definitely have more of the pack at their base, while still trying to crack into green. But with less than 30 seconds, I reckon Vipers got this definitely with their pack that they have. Unless Fireflies manage to pick a base right now, Vipers definitely have it.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think they've almost just about got that. There's not enough time for a base, and we're just gonna hit that game over point. There it is.
There's the game. Vipers definitely came across. They played it quite well at the end there, farming those pack and keeping ahead of Fireflies. I actually see on the worm, they're actually